Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me, Dorothea, on Through an Orthodox Christian Lens. It is still July 23rd, 2025. I have one more video for you today. This is regarding understanding the prophecy of World War III and what that really means, as opposed to Armageddon, the Antichrist, and the Second Coming. So I'm going to share this video of Metropolitan Neophytus. He mentioned this December 2nd, 2020. He's talking about the book called Spiritual Awakenings, which is about St. Paisios. And it was recorded by the nuns that live at that convent monastery that St. Paisios had founded and brought about. So I'm going to start here, and he's going to tell us a bit about what's going to happen. He says, listen to what it says on page 188. A nun asked the then living St. Paisios, Elder, in these difficult years, will Christ intervene? The same question that is being posed to us in 2020 had been asked before 1994 when the elder fell asleep. That's about 30 years ago. "30 years ago, they were thinking that they were going through tough times. Imagine if they were living nowadays." I repeat, your elder is in these difficult years, will Christ intervene? And listen to St. Paisios' answer. What a vision he had, a true prophet. He had a prophetic gift. And not only a prophetic gift, but he also had the gift of being able to interpret the prophecies. You should know that this is really difficult to do. Yes, the elder says, you see, someone who has suffered injustice, he is entitled to receive divine help. Many times he is visited by the saints, by Panagia, or by Christ, so that he can be saved. All the more so now that people are encountering such a difficult situation. Now it is just a storm. Of course, this is in the midst of the pandemic, the start of it. Well, not the start, but it only started 6 months before that or so. Are you listening? He says that now it is just a storm. A little occupation stronghold by Satan the Antichrist, who will receive a big slap from Christ, so that all nations will be shocked, and then peace will prevail to the world for many years. This time Christ will provide an opportunity for his people, his creation, to be saved. Will Christ ever abandon his people? I don't think so. He, Christ, will intervene when people will reach a dead end so that he can save them from the hands of the Antichrist. Many will return to Christ, and a spiritual peace will come to the whole world for many years. Do you listen to what is in store for us? What was written 30 years ago concerns our generation. Boy, important point here. Again, I must have seen this 2 or 3 times in the past, back in 2020, and probably a couple of times since then, before, a couple of years after that, I think. And I guess I just skipped over that and didn't get it at the time, but this is like the second time he has said that these things are happening in our time, in our era, in our generation. He says concerns our generation. Because the other one was the earthquake in Greece. It was going to be what's happening in our time. Here he says, what was written 30 years ago concerns our generation. Meaning, yeah, this is happening during our time, our generation. I repeat. And a spiritual peace will come to the world to last for years, but this will be preceded by a jolt within all nations. All nations will be shocked. And indeed, now you see the problems are not local and national, but worldwide ones. Some people say they connect Christ's intervention to his second coming. However, I cannot infer this. And look how discreet and humble the saint was. My mind tells me that this is not his second coming, when Christ will come as a judge, but only an intervention, since many big events, he refers to the Revelation, have not yet happened. That's right. Thus, we cannot talk about the Antichrist and second coming, which some people have filled the internet with such things. These are fake prophecies. So we'll say this again. Thus, we cannot talk about the Antichrist and a second coming, which some people have filled the internet with such things. These are fake prophecies. These are wrong interpretations. He repeats, my mind tells me that this is not his second coming when Christ will come and judge, but only an intervention, since many big events have not yet happened. Christ will intervene. He will slap the entire system. He will trample down the evil and turn it eventually into something good. Well, that's good to hear, isn't it? We all want that. And now listen to some details. The streets will be filled with small chapels. Outside, the buses will be icons. This is how the gospel will be spread to the whole world. That is why, my good woman, the internet is needed to preach the gospel to the entire world. He's saying to this woman out there in the audience, well, not audience, but the parish. Now it is only the beginning. We have lots of work to do, and then Christ will come as a judge to judge the people. His intervention is to help his people, and it is one thing, and his last judgment is another thing. Amen. Anyway, this is great news that if we survive World War III with so many people dying in that, let's all pray that it's lessened, the catastrophe, as I said. But good news that it's not the time of the Antichrist yet. We have this time to have some peace, which is majorly needed in our world right now. It's just so terrible. And that he's going to turn upside down this system that's just terrible. So, in order for us to get ourselves right before the last days. Well, I hope you found this beneficial and interesting. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support. And I hope you have a great evening, a blessed evening. Until next time.